Well, well, well. Guess who it is? Diesel's back. Join me, subscribe, but get the word out. Diesel's back, and he ain't going nowhere. Hello, hello, hello. I found him, everyone. Oh, brother from another mother. Come on, Terence, young Terence. Here tonight to tell us about the foundations and how he was right. Guys, listen, anyone who's used to watch us on Claude and the Bouncers will know, obviously, the many, many battles us two had over the years. And don't get me wrong, I won them all. I buried him. However, could tonight be the night that he gets his revenge? We'll see. Bang! Come on. Hey. Buzzing. Now, look, all joking aside, I said it to you earlier on the phone. I miss you. I do. I know you wind me up something chronic on these streams. But past all of that, love you to bits. You know that. And for everyone who messages me over the months, have you and Terence fell out? Well, if we did, he wouldn't be here tonight, would he? So there you go. It's purely work. It's purely personal reasons, obviously, hence he works a lot. But yeah, I've got him here tonight. I'm buzzing that you're here. There's been a big buzz all day. The messages I've had, and you on our socials, everyone looking forward to tonight because you know what? I've always said, together we were dynamite. I don't care what anybody says, right? We were. Because we speak, well, one of us speaks facts, and you know, but it's all good. Welcome back, mate. Come on.
Listen, first of all, Diesel, thanks for having me on, mate. And
anytime,
I'm really looking forward to this. Much love to you, mate. There is nothing going on in the background. We haven't fell out. All this rubbish, you know what I mean? It's like the transfer deadline day, isn't it? You know, all these silly rumours, but none of it means anything. It's all bullshit. At the end of the day, Diesel's my boy, do you know what I mean? And like you said, it was dynamite when we was together, mate. And yes, I will be burying you tonight. So we'll get that started soon. First of all, just want to say big up to the Diesel family.
Come on.
I hope you all had a great Christmas. Happy New Year. And guess what? We've signed a player today, Diesel. I'm sure we'll get onto that in a minute. Yeah, we will. Listen,
as you know, the first thing that we did, and I've carried on this channel, never ever forget the superstars of the channel, and that's not us two, it's the guys in the chat, right? It's, you make the channel what it is. So as per usual, tradition, we'll start from the top and we'll shout these superstars out. Craig AFC 87, big up yourself. And do you know what? You're never going to guess who we've got in the chat. I haven't spoken to this guy in probably a year and a half. He's gone missing. I don't know where he's been. We know who wears the trousers in the house, and it's definitely not him. However, I believe the wife has let him out tonight, right? So, Glenn, AFC New York. Big up yourself, Glenn. Two of my favourite gunners. I'm going to rush through some work so I can watch live. Glenn, we miss you, bro. Honestly, I still get asked about you, by the way. So, Glenn, listen, whenever you're free, mate.
Do a stream, all three of us.
Yeah. Whenever you're free, Glenn, let us know. Right, we'll work around you. Trust me. Big up yourself, though, mate. Hope the family's good. Pepsi Pack as well. He's in the chat. Big up yourself, Pepsi. We've got footy chats. We've got Kyle Walsh Gunner. Hope you're well, mate. We're going to touch on the Trossard thing very shortly. David Dundas as well. Big up yourself. We've got Gracie May. Hope you're well, sweetheart. We've got the legend that is Jez Collins. Come on, Jez, a.k.a. Jesus. I didn't make that up. I just heard someone say it and I love it. So, yeah, that's what I call him from now on. Kabir Addin's in the chat as well. Big up yourself, Kabir. We've got Osman Ali in the chat. Osman, come on. These are right, let me come back to that. I've never said I hated him. I've always said it's nothing personal. Yeah? Osman, watch me more, bruv. Trust me, you'll love life if you do. Who else we got? We've got the lovely Joanne Smith in the chat as well. Big up, Joanne. See, got two females, eh? See, it's what Diesel does, right? Who else we got? We've got Warren's, a very good friend of Terence's, by the way. Warren's Team Talk in the chat.
How you doing,
Warren's going to be on form tonight. Dynamite Wazza. Big up yourself, Warren. Hope you're good, mate. Who else we got? We got Ben R28 as well. Big up yourself, Ben. Hope you're good, mate. Trying to make sure I don't read these names out twice. Jay Greens, big up yourself, Jay. Hope you're well, mate. Blimey, Strings. Remember Strings? Huh? From the bounce today.
Yeah.
Come on, Strings. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're good.
Hope you're well, mate.
Steve RFC. Terence is back. Yes, he is. He's like me. He's a boomerang. Very nice guy, this guy, by the way. Tony Neri. Really nice bloke. Tony, hope you're well, mate. Hope you're good. Oh, look, Jack Weston. 2 legends. Come on. Thank you very much, Jack. Oregon Gooner. Remember him? Oregon Gooner?
Yeah. Hey, hope you well, mate.
Look, even David. Look, you're looking good, Terence.
Thank you, David. Hope you're well, mate.
Josh Grant. Big up yourself, Josh. This can take all night, innit? Static. Hope you well, mate. Love ya. I've got to bring this one up because, Warren's already started the fireworks. Terry's more elusive than Lord Lucan. Yeah. Nathan Minas. Big up yourself, Nathan. Hope you well, bruv. Jay Greenslot. Salute, Tel. Welcome back. See, Tel, they had missed you. Joanne Smith. Look, Terence. Yeah, see. God, the old man's in the house as well. Charlie D, big up yourself, Chaz. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're well. So look, I've got you to contend with, and him and all. God, 2 on 1. That's not fair, is it? Who else we got? AJ. Oh, hang on. AJ Bites in the chat as well. Big up, AJ. Hope you're well, mate. The McChronicle is in the chat. Lovely. We've got a super chat as well. The first one of tonight, donating to the SSF fund. Before I come to that super chat, apologies. I just want to make sure I don't miss anyone. Kevin Ball, big up yourself, Kev. NS Sports TPC. NS Sports TV. Hope you're well, mate. Hope you're good. I think that is no, it's not. Dominic Buckner, big up yourself, Dominic. I'm just going to reel through these. I think that's about it, actually. Yep, that's it. And then we come to the first super chat before we crack on with the with tonight's show. Oregon going out. Listen, massive supporter of mine and always was with us, Tel, back in the day. So obviously things like that we don't forget. Thank you very much, mate. I think I'm losing so much weight, Tel. They're worried about me, so they want to make sure that I'm fed. Oregon Gunner, thank you very much, mate. Tel, perhaps you were right about Arteta. Laugh at a lad. Digging myself out of the mud now, mate. Big up legends back on YouTube. Come on, Arsenal.
Come on.
Oregon Gunner. See, when people call us legends, Tel, it does embarrass me, but at the same time, like, it's really good for my ego, right? I love
it. Makes me blush.
I mean, even me, look how hard it is for me. But Oregon Gunner, thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that. Anyone else who's thinking of sending in a super chat to donate to the SSF fund, don't be shy. Feel free. Honestly, it's good. So, right, that's that done. All the superstars have been shouted at. Terry's mum says, don't start on her boy. Blimey, I've got 3 of you. Christ. God, the Davis family. Right, Tel, look, as we said earlier on, off camera just now, obviously, before we crack on, there's been a bit of good news breaking earlier on today. Yep. Something that a lot of us fans have been crying out for, if we're being honest. Arsenal, very, very. I don't know if it's complete yet. It's going to be. I think it's just a matter of hours now. Very close to the completion of signing Leandro Trossard from Brighton. Now, on the stream that we did the other day, I mentioned obviously that I think news had come out that he'd had a big bust up with Roberto De Zerbi, the Brighton manager. He wasn't even in the squad for their last game. And I think he's in the last year of his contract, right? So it was a case of, well, yes, Mudrik's gone. That's done. I don't want to get your take on that, by the way. But anyway, we'll come on to that. But it was a case of, look, we need players. We need to beef up the squad. Now, from what I'm hearing, it's 27 million. For me, in football terms nowadays, I think that's cheap. And that's a good price for the quality of player that we're getting. I think Trossard is a very good player. He's done wonders for Brighton. And I do think he's one of those players who will get better at a better club, with all due respect, right? Around better players. Yeah. I think for us, for what we're going for this year, it is literally a case of, look, we need to beef up that squad, especially in that midfield. And it's looking like we're doing it. And do you know what? Also, credit to Arsenal. It's one thing I knock them for a lot. They've gone at this with pace. Do you know what I'm saying? We only really broke last night. and it's looking like it's getting over the. So, have we learnt our lesson from Chelsea? What's your take?
What I'll do is I'll roll both of these in one with
Mudryk,
please. Because obviously, I mean, look, I was really excited with the Mudryk deal. I thought he looked a young talent. Obviously, you know, let's all be real. You know, I didn't watch the bloody Ukrainian league week in, week out. Obviously, I've only seen clips of him. But what I liked about him was obviously, one, he was young. Two, his pace is phenomenal. He looks like he can score goals, he can assist. And I think he would have fitted in with the philosophy of Arteta, the way he wants to play football and what we've been seeing over this last season. So I was gutted. Sorry.
That's no, I've not heard that in ages. Do you remember that back in the day?
It always used to be a goal straight after, wasn't it? Do you remember that? The lucky bell.
Terence's bit on the side.
Hopefully that means that Tottenham's going to win tonight, eh? Yeah.
Oh God, I hope not.
No, yeah, getting back to it. Yeah, so I was quite gutted that Mudryk deal didn't go through. I mean, look, when you got a player that's twerking for us, Diesel, you know what I mean, left, right, and centre. He was putting stuff on his Instagram. He looked like he had an Arsenal top on behind the screens and that. You know what I mean? It looked like, you know what I mean, he wanted us. Let's be honest, he wanted us. But, you know, Chelsea's come in, they've outbid us, whatever they've done, you know what I mean, they've got the player. So we have to move on. And Trossard. Now, you know, the thing that pees me off the most about some Arsenal fans, right? Because I've seen it today already. It's already going on Twitter. Is that why are we buying Trossard? This is ridiculous. Sack Edu now. Sack Arteta. What a shit signing he is. How can we go from Mudryk, you know what I mean, 100 million we was going to bid for him, to a 20 million pound striker from Brighton who's 28? Listen, these fans, by the way, right? These fans are probably the ones 2 weeks ago that was moaning, why don't we just get bodies in? Why don't we just get bodies? I don't care who they are. We need beefing up. We're going for a title. You know what I mean? So they contradict themselves so much, these people. They must be trolls, honestly. They must be trolls. Because if anyone is tweeting out that they don't want a striker that's 28, I think that's banned in, 7 goals this season and 3 assists. I might be, you know, it might be 2 assists, whatever, but in 16 games. Now, I tell you what, I think we've got 19 games left this season. If we can score 7 goals and assist us 3 goals, that's 10 goals he's got us for the next 19 games. I tell you what, we definitely will go on and win a title, Diesel. That's for sure. Definitely. Because that's what let's be honest, at the moment, Jesus is injured. We've only got Eddie and Nketiah up there. We'll get onto that a bit later on with, you know what I mean, we'll delve into that a bit more. But we've got no striker on the bench, if you know what I mean, really. With Smith Rowe just coming back. So we have been light on the bench. You know what I mean? Let's be real about it. You know what I mean? We need someone to come in. And this geezer is Premiership ready. He's been playing in the Premiership. He's been scoring goals. He's been assisting goals. And he's going to hit the ground running, let's be honest. What's not to like? What I've heard and what I've seen is it's a 20 million upfront deal with £7 million add-ons on, I would imagine, winning the league and God knows what. But let's be honest, on a 4-year deal, £27 million, Premiership proven, scoring goals, assisting goals, you can't go wrong, Diesel. You can't go wrong in my eyes, mate. So for me, fantastic signing. He's coming in. Hopefully we get it. I think it'll be done before 12 o'clock tomorrow, and he'll go straight into the on the bench against Man United this weekend. Can't ask no more than that, Diesel. I don't know about you.
Yeah, before I touch on that, let me just quickly read this one out. Again, another donation to the SSF fund. Again, do you know what? When I talk about some of these guys, when I talk loyalty, something I'm massively heavy on. Sammy's Utel, obviously we come from, you know, same area. So for us, it goes a long way. David Dundash is right up there with regards to that, even from the Bansters days. Really nice guy. We've actually streamed with David on a couple of occasions when we used to do the private ones. Remember? Exactly. David, thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that. God, let me know what time it is out there, by the way, because I know you're New Zealand, didn't you? Still miss Claude and the Bansters. Great to see you two guys together. Thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that. Rest in peace to Claude, by the way. You know
what, Diesel, just picking up on that just quickly, if you don't mind. Obviously, we both miss him. Do you know what I mean? But I would love him to be here now. Obviously, do you know what I mean? Because the amount of Raz that we used to have, not Raz, but you know what I mean, like the discussions we had.
No, they weren't Raz.
Cutting edge with you. Do you know what I mean? I would love to have another stream just at this precise moment. You know what I mean? To see his face for one. Two, to get his opinion of what he thinks of Arsenal at this precise moment. You know what I mean? Because obviously we're going to get into it in a minute. Obviously, I'm going to bury you. You know I am. That I can see it in your eyes. You know what I mean? You can see it coming. And rest in peace, Claude. You know what I mean? But I would like to get just one more. You know what I mean? Just to see what his opinion would be right this moment, mate.
Do you know what? Right, they were. I'll never forget. Very quickly touching on this, right? I'll never forget. There were some streams we did back then where even you would say something, and you just had this ability sometimes to get into Claude's head, right? And I'll never forget. There were times where he started to sort of agree with you a little bit, and then I would turn on him. I was like, no, Claude, look, don't let Terry get you're letting him get in your head. Honestly, and then we ended up having a bit of a barley, and I was like, no, Claude, no, come on, he's good at what he does, granted, but don't get sucked in, right? I was like, oh, we had some laughs, and do you know what? To some people who still with certain comments or whatever, yeah, we know the truth, we know what happened, we ain't even got to touch on that anymore. But David, thank you very much, mate, and do you know what? Yeah, we had some great times. Literally great times. To your listen, I do agree. Yeah, I agree on this occasion. On that particular thing, I agree with you. I think you're always going to get Arsenal. Do you know what? Sometimes I question whether they really are Arsenal fans. I think they're fans of other clubs who just make out they're Arsenal fans just to have a little bit of a dig. Trossard, and it's funny, right? Because I know I've seen a lot of other Arsenal channels who have mentioned Trossard. Well, he's had a bust up with the Brighton manager. Get him. Yeah. Well, Arsenal are getting him, and some of these same people are like, oh, what are we buying him for? And it's like, well, hang on a minute. You know what I mean? And it's like, how can you say one thing, and then literally a few days after, you're saying the same again, right? Now, I've always said that Osman guy said it earlier on about me being a being an Arteta hater. Some Arsenal fans are, right? If you obviously tell, I know you've seen some of the streams I've done like this season. I've praised the guy, and I've always been a massive advocate of credit where it's due, right? When he deserves a bashing, I'll bash him. When he's done something good, I'll always comment on it. I've always maintained this, and you'll agree. It's never ever been personal. I've never once come on him and said I hate him. I've never done that, right? Do I think he's suitable for the job? No, and that was my angle. That's where I was coming from. But what he did after the Spurs game, I thought that was absolutely brilliant. And I had to mention that on the stream because I thought, you know what, I love seeing stuff like that. Some people who don't like the guy, they'll just pretend they didn't see that, right? But look, for 27 million, even if it's 20 million up front, 7 million, whatever, tallied up, that's 27. That's cheap. And do you know what, Tel? Arsenal fans saying, oh, like, you're going from Modric to this guy. And they're saying it like they're experts on Mudryk. You know what I'm saying? No one's seen this guy play.
Diesel, just quickly, sorry, mate. I'm gonna rewind now. Rewind to when we used to be on the other stream on Diesel and the band. So, you know what I mean? Going back, ain't needs fans learn. You know, when we bought Ramsdale, I got fucking absolutely ridiculed for it. Do you know what I mean? Tell why are you backing Arteta getting Ramsdale? He's relegated 2 clubs. He's crap. What are we doing him? Why ain't we got Martinez in goal? Why aren't we doing this? Why aren't we doing that? Tell 15 million for Ben White. 15 million. What the bloody hell are we doing? Sack Edu and Arteta now. Sack him. You know what I mean? Odegaard. Why are we getting Odegaard? He was crap for his first 6 months. What are we doing? You know, you could keep going on. Ain't these fans learn to give these, let's back Arteta, let's back Edu, let's back the club of what they're doing with these signings and see how they turn out first. Because I'm telling you now, we're going to get right into it in a minute. Is that Ramsdale? I'm telling you now, he has turned everyone. He has turned everyone, and everyone loves him now.
Yeah.
Ben White. I'm telling you now, Ben White. And I know one person on here, and that's Warren, who's in the chat. Hope you're well, Warren, who's going to go against me here. But please tell me, Diesel, in your eyes, right? In your eyes at this moment.
Read that, Tel.
I just want to come.
Oh, God. Go on.
Tell me now, another right back out there that's better than Ben White at this precise moment. And he's not even a right back, Diesel. Please tell me.
I'm going to say Wan-Bissaka. I'm going to say Trent.
Are you joking? You can't even keep a straight face, Diesel. This is how I'm going to bury you today.
No, on current form. On current form. Current form.
Well, this season. That's what I said. This season.
Yeah,
alone.
yeah.
You know what I mean? And don't forget, he's not even a right back. He's a centre back. What a brilliant move by Arteta to move him over there. Because don't forget, a lot of people were saying, how are we going to fit in Saliba? How are we going to fit in Ben White? How are we going to fit in Gabriel and all that rubbish? Let's be honest, do you know what I mean? And what he done was a masterstroke there. And he has been fantastic over on that right-hand side, Diesel. But yeah, I just want to say, you know what I mean? These fans that are up in arms about Trossard at the moment, come on, give it a chance. Back this team, back this manager, like I've been saying from the fucking start, Diesel. And let's keep pushing on, mate.
Tony B. Yeah, it's do you know what? I've always, there's so basically, let me just say, right. So I've had a few comments today, messages on Insta. Oh, I always knew Terry was right. I always, you know what I mean? Like, these are the same people, right? It was sort of like gunning for you. But look, the way I look at it is very much like this. Yeah. And because I've said it on, the guys in the chat room who watch me all the time, they will back me up on this. I've always said, if there was ever a time for Terence to come on a stream with me, it's now, right? And, the way it's going at the moment, now we have comments a lot this season. How does it feel to be wrong? Blah, blah, blah. And I've always said, I'm not wrong, though. We comment on what we see. Like if you, and I'll say it to you, Tel, and I've said it numerous times on streams, I can't stand that comment about Arteta has proved us wrong. No, he hasn't. If someone had said to me, he's proving us wrong, I agree with that, yeah. But he hasn't won the thing yet, right? So, like, there is a part of me, like, I know we say there's still a long way to go. And there is, no one saw Man United, drawing last night. They could have gone second, It just takes... Do you know what I'm saying? There's a long way to go. So I think my thing is, there's the big difference between being negative and cautious. For me, and I've always said, if Arsenal can beef up this squad in this window and get 2 or 3 more players in, then the chances of us winning the title have probably gone from 80% to, say, 95, right? For that extra 15%, isn't it worth doing? You know what I mean? And I've said it again, it's like this window is the most important for us. If we do a lot of business, good business in this window, but we have a quiet summer, I'll be happy with that. If it wins us the league, I'm cool with that. Normally it's the other way around. It's the summer one that's the most important, right? But for what we're going for where we are, the one thing I will say, and this is the one thing I think you're going to really in fact, I know you will. You're going to disagree with me on, right? I've also said, if he doesn't win it this season, he's got to go. And I know you're now. See, look, this is where we differ, right? Because so many Arsenal fans are saying, even if we don't win it, we've still got top 4. It's a successful season. I think that's a load of rubbish, right? At the start of the season, if you'd have given me top 4 right now, I'd have taken it, of course. But I've always targets, aims, and budget that they change throughout the season. Leicester's first thing wasn't, oh, we need to win the league. We're going for it. No, it was, let's get to 40 points, right? Mm-hmm. Then they get to 40 points a quarter of the way through the season. The conversation then changes. Actually, let's go for the top 12. They get that. Actually, scrap those 2 things. The European places. right? They're booming along really, really nicely. The conversation again, right? Scrap the 40 points, scrap 12th place, scrap the European places, top 4. Season goes along, still winning, right? Still winning. And do you see what I'm saying, Till? Along that road, along that path, along that journey, aims change, targets change. The thing with Arsenal this season, we can now win the title. There's still a lot of Arsenal fans who have got this thing about top 4, right? And it's like, no, have you seen where we are? Forget top 4. We can do this, especially when you look at all the other teams around us. Chelsea in disarray. Man United, yeah, are they back? I'm not so sure. I don't know. Man City, something going on behind the scenes there. Tottenham can't buy a win. Liverpool, oh my God. I mean, forget them.
Sorry. I've just seen David and Dundas, and he's off to work now. Thanks very much, mate, for watching, and see you soon, David. Yeah, look after yourself, mate.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Diesel, on,
cheers, David. Yeah. Thank you, mate. Much appreciated. So the way I look at it, Tel, is if there was ever a time for us to win it, it's now. Because me personally, I'm not being negative. I can't see us having it this good again. I can't. These clubs will sort themselves out eventually, right? But yeah, what's your take?
I can't lie, Diesel. That was the biggest load of bollocks I've heard all night so far. Biggest load of bollocks I've heard so far. The reason why I say that, Diesel, is because, like you just said, do you want to do that super chat first? Sorry, go on, mate.
Yeah, Tony Ebner, my guy. Thank you very much, Tone. Again, another guy who messaged me earlier on. Positive, really looking forward to tonight. Do you know what, Tel? There was a lot of people, right? And no word of a lie, I swear to you, I'll show you them after. Who sent me messages saying, do you know what? I was meant to do this tonight. I was meant to be out tonight. Then when I saw you advertised the show, Terence, no, I've got to stay in tonight and watch this. Do you know what I mean? Now, when you read things like that, my God, what a compliment.
What a compliment. Mate, to be honest, everyone knows, and since I've not been doing this, I've just been working non-stop night and day. And, I had some good news before Christmas. My times have changed. So my nighttime work is a lot earlier now. And, my daytime work is working out. So I am open and looking to get back into this. So that's one good bit of news. But, and today, I've had so many messages, Instagram, Twitter, when it was doing it. And I just want to thank everybody. And the reason why I haven't really been on social media is because where I'm working and people message me, I feel horrible not replying, if you know what I mean. So I would rather not put something on there or do anything to try and interact with people. And then, it seems like, oh, wait, look, Terry's got too big for his boots or anything like that. You know what I mean? I'm just not like that at all. I'd rather message everyone back who me. You know what I mean? So that's where I've just been so busy, you know yourself, Diesel. But, and so I just want to say thank you, everyone, for your kind messages. And, and I've been looking forward to it all day, as Diesel will tell you. You know what I mean? I've been messaging him, reading him, and I couldn't wait to get back into the swing of things. But yeah, go on, mate. Do super chat.
Yeah, brilliant. And 55 people watching. Please smash the likes, guys. I can't tell you enough how important that is. Tony Ibra, the long lost son returns. I'm assuming he's talking about you, Tel. The long lost son returns. Big up the dynamic duo, and that we were. So, Tony, thank you very much, mate. Really appreciate that. Wow, great comments tonight, man. I can't lie.
But no, back to that, what you just said. It was the biggest load of bollocks I've heard all night so
Which
far.
bit?
Diesel.
What?
The bit at Arteta going if we finish second. And I'm going to get onto the reason of that.
8 points clear,
Hold up. Let me get into that. But that ain't going to be the biggest bit of bollocks you're going to talk tonight anyway. So let's crack into this, right? So the first thing is that, like you just said, right? Like you just said, at the beginning of the season, you would have bit everyone's arms off to finish in the top 4, because that's where we was looking at aiming to go. That was our aim this season. I've been saying it since the start. I know people didn't like it. I know people didn't like the words of trust the process, wait until this man gets all his tools in, his players in, and we will do it. You know what I mean? We go right into that and break it right down afterwards. But yes, we are in a fantastic position at the moment. Absolutely fantastic position, right? And it's quite funny that the people that are actually saying I would sack him if he doesn't get it, right, are the ones that are probably still saying, well, not probably, are saying that Man City are favourites still to win the Premiership, right? It's quite ironic, really, is that it's like they can win both arguments. So it's like, oh yeah, if Arsenal win the league, yeah, that's brilliant. Well done, well done. But if Arsenal don't win the league, because I don't expect them to win the league, because I'm backing Man City because they're still the favourites, then that means I've won and all because Arteta will go. I want him sacked to get rid of him. What a load of rubbish. If just because we're 8 points now, right? Let me ask you this question. We're 8 points clear. We're playing fantastic. It doesn't matter about Arteta. Are you going to put your chest on the line right now and say we're going to win the league, Diesel? Or do you think that Man City are still favourites?
No, I said it to you on the phone earlier on. I think we're how can you look? It's the 19th of January, right? We're now deep into the business end of the season, which is what I like to call it. Yes, obviously, Sir Alex Ferguson used to say that, right? From January onwards, it's literally serious work now, right? Enough messing about, playing about. This is the business end of the season, right? It's the 19th of January, we're 8 points clear. Eight. We can afford to lose 2 games and still be 2 points. Do you know what I mean? Especially take into account we're not Man City. There's something not right. Yeah,
I agree with that.
I think if you add that as well, you'd have to. Listen, for me, whoever's top on this day by 8 points, you are the favourites. You are some gap. Yeah, you know, and it's looking like we're going to carry on.
Well, listen,
I've not seen a game yet where I'm like, oh, do you know what I mean? Are the wheels starting to fall? I haven't seen that, mate. So for me, Arsenal are as of right now, Arsenal are the favourites. For me,
listen, obviously we're in a fantastic position. No one in their right mind at the beginning of the season, Arsenal fans, all the other fans in the Premiership, would never have said at this stage of the season, at this period of time, Arsenal would be top and 8 points clear. No one in their right mind would have said that. We're in this position, but let's be real, right? Man City, they've got 3 teams to put out. If they've got injuries, they've got 3 different teams they can put out. They've got absolutely brilliant players in that squad and on the pitch, right? Not only that, they've got a fantastic manager, as we all know. Got a fantastic manager who our manager learned off of, which was brilliant. He's not just a cone picker upper. Look where he is at the moment. See, I was always right. And and getting back to it, and they've chased down, I think it was 12, was it 12 or 13 points? Was it last season or was it the season before that Liverpool had a 12 or 13 point gap at the top?
Yeah, that was the
I think it was last season, wasn't it? Or was it? I can't remember.
Sure, it's the season before.
Yeah, and they chased that down. So obviously, at this precise moment, over the last 3, 4, 5 years, Man City have got the pedigree, have got the experience of chasing these down. But I do agree with you, Diesel. I do agree with you that there seems to be something not quite right at Man City. I think really, to be honest, we all can see what the problem is that they've brought in a fantastic, absolute goal machine up front. But what they've done is, in my eyes, is they've took away being a team that used to score all over the pitch to playing like Man United did a couple of seasons ago, where they had Ronaldo and looking for that one person to score all the goals. I think that's what the problem is, and the transition that Man City have to go through at the moment.
Yeah, do you know what? I someone said it to me the other day, and I do think they have a bit of a point. And this is going to sound really crazy, right? Haaland has been scoring goals for fun. But I think the solution can sometimes be a part of the problem, if that makes sense, right? Because I think we had it towards the end slightly with Thierry Henry. And I think the whole team was playing to that one man, right? Mm-hmm. The minute you get the ball, where's Thierry? Where's Thierry? Man City have got that now. Where's Haaland? Where's Haaland? Where's Haaland? And I think before Haaland came, it was more free flowing. Everyone chipped in with goals. It was more of a collective. Now they've got that gunman up front that they're trying to sort of feed the ball to, and it can be great in one sense, and in another, I think it's still Haaland. You know, the guy's a beast. I just think they're a team that are sort of in transition with regards to they're having to change up their style slightly. And again, my argument would be, while they're doing that, because trust me, Man City will get that right eventually. It's Pep. Like, Pep don't fail. So, but while they're like this, blimey, man, we've got an opportunity here. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that's where I'm coming from, Till. That's where I'm like, do you know what? When you say about the favourites, anyone who can't see that Arsenal are the favourites, it's not like we're 8 points clear, but Man City are smashing it.
Yeah.
But they're not. They're not. There's something not right there. Gundogan come out and spoke out about certain teammates of his. Then he gets dropped. You know, when players start doing that, that kind of tells you that all's not well in the dressing room, right? So my thing would be, Arsenal, see what's going on here. You've got a clear sprint at this. And I've said it before, Terry. It reminds me so much of that season when Leicester won it. Every other club was so wrapped up in their own nonsense. Leicester just went about their business on the quiet, and look what happened to them. And it just feels to me like it's one of those seasons with us, right? It's all going well for us, isn't it? Let's be honest.
You know what's different about that season, though? I mean, obviously,
you need to answer Warren's question as well. Sorry, at some point.
Sorry. Yeah, go on. Do you want to do that first, or
Warren? When is Arteta going to apologise to the fans for what he has put us through for the last 3 years? I think it's a very good question, Terence.
Right, I'll tell you what. That is a great question, and I will tell you the reason why, Warren, is because what we do is we rewind right to the beginning. Right, we'll rewind right to the beginning, and then we'll work up right until the process where we're at now, right? And then, like I said on the Twitter and the Instagram post, I would like apologies from yourself, Warren, apologies from Diesel, apologies from all the other people that sent me abuse. Not abuse. I don't mean in that way. I mean like abuse. Because I never got abused or anything like that. I just mean in the banter wise. I used to be called deluded. I used to be called all the names under the sun, and you know what I mean. And Diesel tried to bury me. You tried to bury me.
Tried.
You know, let's break it right down, right? Let's go right back to the beginning. Do you remember when I done that podcast of when Emery got sacked, and I had the celebration, you know, the music going, celebrate good times, and you know what I mean. And I used to say, why did you want him sacked, and why do you want a new manager in? And I used to say to you, because I hit rock bottom. And everybody would say, rock bottom, you don't know what that means, blah, blah, blah. And used to go at me, you know, Emery was doing this, Emery was doing that. He got us to a final. What a load of rubbish, right? Who cares? We got stuffed. Don't know why. Apparently, my morals were low, but all you kept going on about was the final that he got us into, and we got absolutely smashed. What morals is that? Why would you keep bringing that up? I don't understand. But anyway, let's carry on, right? And once he got sacked, everyone used to say, like, who do you want? Diesel, you know what I mean? You've always said it. You've always said that you wanted what's his name?
Simeone's my dream manager. Simeone.
Simeone. Then you wanted Mourinho. You would have had Antonio. You would have had all these other managers, right? And blah blah blah. Same as Claude. Same as most Arsenal fans. To be honest, Diesel, if I'm being true, I'm not trying to be big-headed here whatsoever, because you know, right from the start, I think I was probably one of the only ones that was saying I wanted Arteta.
Yeah.
Right? I wanted Arteta and I wanted him to come in. Why did you want him? He's a cone picker upper. He don't do this. He does that. He picks up shit. He's not worth the shit to lace up Antonio and all these bloody managers' shoes, right? And I said, because this club is at its lowest at the moment. It's at its lowest. We didn't have the players. We didn't have squads. We didn't have any players coming through, any young players coming through. We weren't doing anything right. Our buys were all crap. No, everything was just wrong with our club. Everything. And we needed someone to come in and change it, right? And the whole reason why I didn't want managers like Mourinho, Antonio, any of them sort of managers, Diesel, and I said it to you, and I said it to everyone else, they would not win anything at Tottenham. I've already said it, and you were going at me saying, he's a proven manager. These managers have won everything everywhere they've gone, Terry. What are you talking about? You're talking out of your arse. Well, who's been proven right once again? Right? Mourinho didn't win anything. Antonio's not going to win anything under Tottenham. And the reason is, is because these managers, they've won, like you said, Diesel, they've won everywhere they've gone. But you know why? Because they've been at teams that doesn't need a rebuild. They've been at teams where their chairman and their clubs will back them with millions of pounds to go out and try and win the title now. That's what these managers are. Right? You can see it in Antonio's face at the moment. And I'm absolutely loving it. Loving it. Absolutely loving his interviews when he comes on there. Because he just screams pain in his face and his voice. And he doesn't want to be there. We all know that, right? He wants to win things now, which is fine. He doesn't want to be there for 3-4 years and rebuild the team. And that is why I wanted a manager like Arteta to come in. Yes, he wasn't proven. Yes, he was a rookie. But if you looked at everything that was with him, he's a young person. He played for Arsenal. He's done his experience under the best manager in the world, as what some people will say under Pep. He come in, he knows what the club is about. He knows what wearing that badge meant. And let's be real, he's brought everything about Arsenal back, right? And I said it from the start. Do you remember when we was doing watch-alongs and it was in COVID times? There was no fans in the stadiums, and even yourself, Diesel, everyone is wait until the fans back because we was going through a bit of an hard time at that phase. But obviously, we had to go through the process. We was going through a bit of an hard time, and wait until the fans back. The fans will tell you in the stadium that they want him out, and they'll be singing his name, booing him, whatever. And what happened from the very first minute that the fans were back in? They was behind this manager like I've been from the start. And he's slowly brought Arsenal back to life. He's brought the club back. He's brought the fans together. And let's be real. Looking at where we are now, why would anyone doubt anything at the moment? What this club is doing, what Arteta's doing, what Edu is doing, and what the players are doing. If you can't love this team at the moment, right, and this club and this manager, then God help you, because I don't know what you're looking for. There you go. There's another goal. Sorry, mate.
Oh, that sounds like it's coming from me. I assume, is it?
Yeah. So if you can't back this manager, Diesel, at the precise moment, listen, if it all goes pear-shaped and we start going downwards and out of the top 4 places and things like that, yes, start bringing it back up. But at the moment, there should be no fan out there that can have any criticism about this man, this club, the fans, the players, and where we're going.
Yeah. Look, I think...
Oh, God's sake. Why are you turning this off? Go on, mate.
Mikel's at the door. Yeah, while you was talking, I was just obviously putting some comments up, and there's a lot of questions about my controversial statement about if he doesn't win it, he should get sacked. Now, look, this is where I think a lot of Arsenal fans are still very heavy in the sentiment. Yeah, for me, my thing is always about winning the league, right? And like I said, aims, targets change. I'm sorry, you can't be 8 points clear on the 19th of January and not win the league. It's never been done before. In fact, if you check the record books, anyone who's been on top around this time of the season by this gap, every single team who's done that has gone on to win it, right? So why should it be the first with us to not? If we don't win the league, and we're 8 points clear, and especially when you take into account who's around us, who's doing what, who's not performing, who's, for me, if we don't win it, we've bottled it. It's bottled it. And bear in mind, guys, because I know a lot of Arsenal fans have got very short memories, coming off the back of what happened last season when I believe we bottled top 4 because we didn't buy anyone in January. I think even Terence would agree with that. We let 6 players go. We didn't bring anyone in. And for me, I personally believe that is what cost us top 4. So if we don't win it this season and we've bottled it twice, why would you want this match? I'm sorry. Like, listen, I'll praise Arteta. You know, he's having a great season. But you can't be able, I don't, whether it's Arteta, it could be anyone, right? When you're 8 points clear at the top in a season like this, where all your rivals are in disarray, don't tell me you can't win it. I'm sorry, you'd have to bottle it. And let's be honest, this won't happen to us again. It won't. You know, there's a reason why Man United have only got that Weghorst in January. That tells me it's because United are going to go big in the summer. Yeah, Ten Hag has done enough there to warrant a war chest. So they're going to chuck money at it. Chelsea, I believe, have bought another player today. I mean, my God, right? You know, so they will just chuck money at it. You know, Man City won't. I mean, we say Man City have been bad. I mean, they're second. You know, I'm saying, you know, they've hit a bit of a bump in the road, but they've got too much quality to go do a Liverpool, shall we say, right? Liverpool will come good again at some point. Jurgen Klopp's too good. He's too good a manager, do you know what I'm saying? So they will rebuild. They will buy. I personally believe, right? I'm not saying they'll be like superstars again, but it'll get them better than what they are now, right? That's just my belief. What I'm saying is a lot of these clubs are going to buy in the summer and will reappear as more themselves next season. Can any Arsenal fan honestly sit here and say, I believe Arsenal will have the exact same season next season as what we are now? No, I don't think so. It's been 18 years since we won a league, right? So for me, my God, that's what annoys me, We're that close, I can smell it. Yeah, that is where I say it's that belief that you can win it. At the moment, the way he's got these boys playing, right, they're buying into him. Someone said to me the other day, would you sack Arteta now? No, I wouldn't. Why? Why would you? I wouldn't want to do anything right now to potentially upset this team, right? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like the way it's going at the moment, right? They're just pushing opponents aside, yeah? So would I? No, I wouldn't. No, end of the season, different. Ask me then. You know, let's see what this team do. Are they good enough to win a league title? Yes. We're not up there by accident. I keep saying this. We're up there on merit. Right? We've earned the right to be up there. There is no way, we should bottle this and not win it. I'm sorry, there isn't. Right? Now, with Trossard coming in, Premier League proven, Mudryk would have had to settle, and it's a big question mark on whether, for me, I personally believe we dodged a bullet with that one. Personally, the amount of money they wanted for a rookie, I'm sorry, no, like Pepe, it's Pepe vibes, isn't it? This guy, yeah. we watch him week in, week out. We know what this guy can do. He can come in from day dot and perform, right? I think it's a very good signing, personally, right? So I don't agree with these Arsenal fans who are just saying it for the sake of it, yeah? But, yes, guys, you're going to get upset, some of you, and I know your dad in the chat, Charlie said it, but I'm not being funny. I'm not into this sentiment rubbish, right? He's doing very well this season, right? I would argue on the flip side, this is where Terence is going to get a bit annoyed with me, right? On the flip side, you could, if I'm going to play devil's advocate, yes, he's having a great season, but let's not forget previous seasons. And also, let's not forget the guy spent 400 million. You can sit there and bang on about Conte, right? And I love Conte because he's a winner. I love winners. Yes, he's not doing anything there at the moment. But if you gave him what this guy's had, would it be different over there? That's my question. You know, and this is what I'm saying to you. A lot of Arsenal fans go on about, like Graham Potter, for example. I like Graham Potter. I think he's a good, honest manager. I think he's worked his way up. He deserves a shot at that play.
He needs time.
I do. Right? You would say that. You know, Osterson's he's worked his way up. All right, he's done the heavy lifting, right? But because there's such a snobbery in football, he's not the glamorous name. I get that. But at the end of the day, he's a good, honest manager. He comes across decent. He's a good coach. Look what he's done at Brighton, right? A club like that, with all due respect, he goes to Chelsea, he's had injuries. What normally happens to us, yeah? Right? But there's a lot of fans saying, oh, get rid of him. But he's not they're not his players. Arsenal fans were saying that about Arteta. Mm-hmm. Oh, he ain't got his players in yet, can't judge him. The same fans who were saying, get rid of him. Do you know what I'm saying? There's so much. Do you get what I mean? It's that mindset, isn't it? It's that mindset of, but then again, you could argue, well, hang on, if you're a good coach, you've got good enough players. They may not be your players, but they're good enough to coach. You've got a base to work with, right? Arteta's been very fortunate. Arsenal have never been a sacking club, right? Arsenal are a club that give a manager time, you know. So he's been very fortunate. But let's be honest, Till, he has spent a lot of money. Yeah, right.
We sacked Emery.
No, yeah, but normally Arsenal want a club. Like we're not a Chelsea. 6 months sacked, 6 months sacked, 6 months sacked. You know, we had Arsene Wenger, you know, for a long time. Emery comes in. Yes, we sacked him. That's one, really. Right? Bruce Rioch, you could, you know, but he was on a hiding to nothing anyway. But what I'm saying is that he spent a lot of, you know, the point that some Arsenal fans I know make is, well, hang on a minute, all like praise to him. He's having a great season. They're clearly buying into what he's saying, you know, like they're buying into him and they're running through brick walls for him, which is great. However, on the flip side, you have to have an angel and a devil, right? The guy spent a lot of money, spent 400 million. Even then, with all that money being spent, we still look at this squad and think, blimey, that's thin. You know when you think an outlay of almost $500 million, and we're still first 11 aside, you look at that bench and you think, my God, we are one key injury away from potential suicide. And yet he spent all that money. Like, so that amount of money, you'd expect to see a proper strong squad, not team, squad. Yeah? Mm-hmm. Squad. So there is an argument to that. He's had time, he's had money. What I like about the Arteta thing, in my opinion, is that you kind of hope other clubs follow that blueprint of, well, look, we could sack him now, but look what Arsenal have done. They've given that guy time. He's turning it around. Maybe we should do that with this guy. That's all I'm saying, yeah, because I'm an advocate of British managers. Yeah, I think they should get a shot. I like Sean Dyche. I've always rated Sean Dyche. I like Sean Dyche. I think it's criminal that he's not got a club yet. No one would take a punt on him. But you know, that's the kind of thing I'm sort of saying. He's having a great season, yes. To Warren's comment as well, yeah. Obviously, there have been times. Let's be honest, it's been dreadful, and we comment on what we see. We did watch alongs tell. We saw players walking in games. Walking, and obviously I will lose my crap over it, and rightly so. These are multi-millionaires, right? This season, yeah, but I struggle to forget the past. That's just me, you know. So let's not.
I'm glad you brought that up, the past, Diesel, because this is what I'm going to say now, right? And this is why I don't understand, because there's no argument to add, and any sane person that is sitting there now, right, that was listening to two arguments and two people putting it together. Yeah, I know we are halfway through the season. Exactly. We're halfway through the season, Warren. And where are we? We're top. And stop worrying. This is what pisses me off, right? Is why is everyone keep going on about if, but, fuck all the if and fuck all the but. Support your club where it is now. Worry about the ifs and the buts if it happens. Why not be a positive? Why not look at the positives like I was from the beginning of what was going to happen? And this is what I was just leading up to, right? If you was given a case, right, to a judge, and you got Diesel on one side, you got me on the other, right? Let's just quickly go through it from the beginning, right? Diesel. He didn't want Arteta because he, you know, I'm just taking you because obviously you're on that side, Diesel. But, you know, Diesel, he didn't want Arteta. He wants all the other people in, right? There was dates given out of when this manager would be sacked. Arteta, that is, right? Dates from the very first time he signed the contract of being our manager. 6 months after, he'd be sacked by Christmas. He's shit. He's blah, blah, blah.
You did that as well, by the way. You did that. You gave dates. Give it till Christmas. If we're out of everything, then we'd have to reassess. You have said that yourself, Tel. You said that yourself.
Not in the first. Not in
and
the
you
first
pushed
season,
the goalposts.
Not in the first season, I didn't.
No, but it's.
Hold up. I will come back to that. Right. So that's what they were saying. Then everyone was saying, we're not going to sign anyone, Terry. He hasn't got the capability of signing people. He can't pull no players in. He can't do this. He can't do that. And then you was going on about, why is he buying Ben White? Why is he buying Ramsdale? You done a whole stream about our Aston Villa outbid us for Ben Dira. What was his name? Ben Dira. Is that his name?
Yeah, Buendia.
Ben Dira. And you was going on about Chelsea when they was getting Werner and Pulisic. And you know what I mean? Saying, this is the players we want, Terry. This is the players we want. And then obviously we finished 8th in a season where in the first season, right, we finished 8th on a transition period where we had to get players out. We're not like Chelsea. We're not like Man City. We're not like
Why
Man
not,
United.
Joe? Why not?
Hold up.
We're bigger than them. We're bigger than them. See, when you say that, that's what winds me up. Arsenal are the 3rd biggest club in the country. We are bigger than Man City. We are bigger than Chelsea. Why? Why can't we be like them?
Right, hold up, Diesel. That's fine. Why can't we be like them?
But you agree. Are we a bigger club than them? Yes or no? Let me ask you. Is Arsenal bigger than them? Are we a bigger club than those two? Answer.
We are.
That's a fact. It's not opinion.
I mean, the money-wise, the money situation. We don't go out and spend like Man City, Chelsea. But is that Arteta's fault? Did that happen under Emery? Did that under Wenger? Of course it is. So that's what I'm saying.
We've got a billionaire owner whose wife owns Walmart, who's even richer than him.
I agree with that. That. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying what you were saying, right? You kept saying about this. You said this manager will never win any trophies. He won it in his first 6 months, right? And you keep going on. Oh, if he doesn't get top 4, then he's got to be sacked. If he doesn't win the league, he's got to be sacked and blah, blah, blah. Right. Let's go on the other argument, right? You got me that said from the start, right? This manager will win trophies. He's won us trophies. This manager will get rid of the shit. And get rid of the shit and get rid of the poison. He's done that. He will rebuild our club. He will make us great again, which he's doing. He's brought the players in that he wants, and he wants to build a team. He will get the fans back on side. I said that from the start. You look at the atmosphere this season, not just this season, since he's been our manager, but this season.
No. This season, yeah. I agree with you. Season's gone by. No way. No.
What are you talking about? That's what I said to you.
No.
This season.
You just said right the day he became manager. No.
Hold up. This season, the fans is back on side. We've gone out and bought the players that we wanted. This manager is still here, and guess what? This manager at this precise moment has got us top of the league and 8 points clear, which no one ever thought in their right mind would happen. No one. Much to the despair of all you Arteta haters out there. Much to your despair. Because if you are an Arsenal fan, it doesn't matter if Arteta... Who cares about Arteta at the moment? Who cares about it? All you should be talking about is how great we're playing. How great he's made these players. Ben White has been phenomenal this season. Ramsdale, one of the best keepers. Even you, Diesel, were saying he's our number 1 keeper in England. He should be England's number 1.
Yeah.
He should be fucking brilliant. You got Gabriel and Jesus. Gabriel and Saliba. You know what I mean? All the stick he got over Saliba. Why ain't he brilliant? He doesn't want him. He's going to sell him. He's going to do this. He's going to do that. Right? He's gone out there and he's learned his trade. He's learned his trade at a young age.
See, there's one thing, right, that you forget, though. How many times did me and you, right, do streams, and I said, do you know what? They've brought in Ben White. We've got a better centre-half who's out on loan. And I said to you, I want to see Saliba back with Gabriel, develop those two, and that could potentially be our centre-back pairing for the next 5-10 years. Yeah? Do you know what I'm saying? Even when he was... and I'm thinking, Arteta, he's a good... Do you know what I'm saying? It's all worked out well, because when he came back, he put him in, and I think he even surprised Arteta with how well he did in the pre-season. But I think a year and a half prior to that, to him coming back, we said on the streams, my God, you got a good centre. What? And that's when we was having right issues in defence. We've got a good centre-half, and he's out on loan. Bring the guy back. What's wrong? Do you remember?
Yeah,
but that won't get you. Obviously,
we wanted him back, but look what's happened when he comes straight back in. Look how different we are. He's learned his trade at a great club out in France against some great strikers. So he's come back to Arsenal and he's fitted straight in, and in the system that Arsenal wanted to play, Arteta wanted to play. Not only that, we've got Tierney, who's great, and I know you like him. Unfortunately, he seems a bit injury prone, you know what I mean? Which we didn't realise, or, you know, it's unexpected. But then what does he do? He goes out and he gets experiencing Zinchenko, who's been an absolute revelation for us.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant player. You know what I mean? He's got that winning mentality. Obviously, he's an Arsenal supporter. He loves the fucking badge. I love everything about the geezer. And then we go into the middle. You know, everyone gets saying, "Oh, Partey." You know what I mean? He's injury prone. Blah 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 blah. This season, absolute. To be honest, there's another defensive midfielder out there at the moment that is like Partey. He is absolutely phenomenal in that middle. Then you've got Xhaka.
He's the glue for me. He's the glue for me. Yeah,
he's the glue. Yeah. Then you've got Xhaka. Let's be real now. Let's be real. I would say 98% of this football club wanted him out and gone after what he did. Right? Yeah. Arteta got a lot of stick. Everyone slated him for it to keep him here. And he said, no, I want you here because obviously we're going to work around it and do what he's done. This season, he has been absolutely phenomenal. Let's be real. He's been phenomenal. He's getting goals now. He's getting assists. He's playing up, you know, further upfield. Been brilliant. The master himself, who everyone was going on about, Odegaard. Why are we bringing him back? Why are we getting him for 25 million? I think it was maybe 30 million. 30. What a steal! What a steal that was. Unbelievable. That goes under the radar and all. Why don't people talk about how much we've paid for these transfers? And yet people go on about, oh, you know, they don't know what they're doing. We got Zinchenko for what? 25, 30 million. Jesus for 40 million or 45 million. This is unbelievable band of business. I don't care if we got a mate still because he was at City. I don't give a shit about that. That is absolutely phenomenal to get these players at them prices. Partey at 40 million. You know what I mean? I think our highest one that we paid was Ben White, 50 million that Arteta's bought in. Absolutely phenomenal though at right back. And then you go forward. Obviously, Saka's come through the ranks. We got Martinelli in. He's doing phenomenal. And now we've got Jesus. Jesus has been absolutely phenomenal. Unfortunately, he's picked up a knee injury. But hopefully by his Instagram stories, I know that Arteta has been saying, you know, he don't think he's going to be back until late March, April time. But I think that's just a ploy, to be honest myself. And I think he'd be back a lot quicker than that. But yeah, and then I've always said to you about Eddie Nketiah. I said, you know, if you put him in front of that goal, he will score goals. He will score goals, right? And what he's done and all is he's since Jesus has come in, obviously he's been watching and he's been learning the way that he plays. He's off the ball play at the moment is come on leaps and absolute bands. Because obviously he knows now that, you know, if he doesn't start scoring goals, if he doesn't do the work that Jesus does, guess what? He's going to be back on the bench again.
See, that's what. Hang on, let me just quickly because this is going to go off. Oregon Guna, thank you very much, mate. I believe that's the third donation to the SSF fund of the night. Much appreciated, mate. Diesel's eating well again. I may chuck Terence a bone or two here and there. But Oregon Guna, thank you very much, mate. He's put Terence has a great memory. Laugh out loud. Go on, Till. Go on, my son. Oregon Guna, thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated. And do you know what? See, there's one thing that really why I don't know what it is, right? Eddie Nketiah, you'd struggle to find an Arsenal fan who actually rated the guy. Yeah, if we like, yeah, 2 goals in 2 games. He plays a few good games, and it's just a complete 360. And it's like he's at. And my point to that, even to a point now where there's. You're starting to hear little whispers about, oh, Southgate. Yeah, you know, call him up. And I'm thinking, hang on a minute. No doubt he's played all right, Till, you know. But
don't forget,
is that all you've got to do now? Just play okay for a couple of play, right? That's what really like bugs me as well. And it's that sort of and you just said there. Oh, he's been, you know, he knows he's got to like perform because if he doesn't, so what? But players should be like that regardless, right? Regardless, seasons gone by, they should, right? We've done streams. Oh well, he knows he's playing next week, so it doesn't matter what they do. And it's like this season, yeah. There's been a shift in like mentality, but then my question has always been, But you guys you paid no different to what you paid this season. You were paid the same last season. Why are you not putting it in? It's like a team who beats like relegation, because for the last 10 games of the season, we better start playing our lads. We don't want to go down, do we? And when they beat relegation, oh, well done! What a surge in performances. And I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute, but where's that been? Why is that question never asked? You've shown you can play like that. So where's that been from day one? Why is it only the last 10 games you start to, perform? It's the same thing. Eddie, I know you like him. Me personally, for what I want Arsenal to be and to get, because listen, for me, there's still a lot of Arsenal fans who are seeing how we are right now and thinking this is it. I personally believe we can go levels higher. I think there's still more gears we can go. Bear in mind, we're the youngest squad in the league, right? So for me, it's not like we're doing really well at the moment, but we've got aging players, and we know in a couple of years no. That's what Liverpool are facing right now. With us, the youngest squad in the league. We're playing like this. We're top of the league. I personally think, do you know what? That Sir Alex Ferguson like mentality. Don't rest on this. This is brilliant. What's going on now? I want to get better.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Do you know what I mean? But when I say that, it's like I'm made to feel ashamed for that. And I'm like, well, hang on a minute. No, there's a reason why Sir Alex was at the top of his game season in, season out, because he always, until you'll know this, like, similar age to me, there was in his day, no matter what, they came off a great season, won everything. He would still go out and get 2 or 3 quality players to keep that edge, keep that bite, keep that competitiveness, keep that. Do you get what I mean? He never rested for, that's all right, we got enough. No, always get 1 or 2. Keep these players on their toes, right? So, like, for me, it's a case of what I'm seeing now is great. I want better than Eddie. He'll fill in, he'll do a job. I'm
not saying that Eddie's, is that well beater and no one, I don't want anyone coming and touching him or whatever. Do you know what I mean? I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is at the moment, you've got to give him his flowers because he's doing the bloody job. He's doing the job. Everyone, let's be real. Let's be real now, right? Warren, yourself, probably Jez and a few others, Ryan and all them. As soon as Jesus got injured, I don't mean this disrespectfully, but you're probably thinking, rubbing your hands together thinking, I told you, now what we're going to do? What's else? Now we've got Eddie coming in. We're fucked now. We're fucked as a team. We're fucked. You know what I mean? We've got no backup. We've been saying this all season. You know what I mean? And that's it. But guess what? He's come in. He's scored the goals. He's doing the work rate. Let's be honest. Like Paul Merson said, you wouldn't even know Jesus is missing at the moment because we're playing that great still. We're playing that great. I'm not saying that's because of Eddie. I'm talking about the team is helping him and all. Now, you know as well as I do, right? You know as well as I do, Diesel. I've always said when we had Ozil and people like that, we didn't have the team or the players around them because we had some shit players, right? We had some shit players, and then you had young players coming into the team who were putting in, like Emery was putting in and things like that. And Wenger at the time and all, because he done the same. He's the culprit that took us backwards. Let's be honest. As great as he was, we agree on that one. Do you know what I mean? I think a lot of people do. As great as we was for 10 years, he took us backwards, and he left us in the shit that we was in after Emery and all, unfortunately. But we used to put young players in to play with shit players and expect these young players to be the star of our team. Not anymore. Not anymore. Do you know why? Because he's got the right players in. He's got the right calibers of players in. At this precise moment, we've got probably 14, 15 players that if anyone gets injured or whatever can come in and is absolutely like for like to change. To change at the moment. And everyone keeps going on about, we need a backup for Partey. If we don't get a backup for Partey, we're fucked. I truly believe, listen, I'm not saying he's the answer, but I truly believe that Zinchenko can play that role. Truly believe that he could fit in there for 2, 3, 4 games if necessary. If we don't go out and get a midfielder, that he would be able to cover us and we would do a good job still. But like I've said from the start, everyone kept saying, what player do you want in? And I'm glad you got Tony up because you know as well as anyone, Tony and you, Diesel, because I said it on the streams, What player would you like? Declan Rice. I've said it from the start. Because he's one of the players.
No, you have said that. Yeah,
he's one of the players.
I think he's overrated for me. I said it on the stream. I did a stream with Northside, and he asked me the question. I said, "He's a good player." I'm not saying. See, when you say something like that, people automatically think, "Oh my God, Diesel thinks he's crap." Well, I never said that. Listen to what I'm saying. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong, very good player. I do think he's overhyped. Some people are going, "Oh my God, he's one of the best midfielders I've ever seen." I'm like, and people who are saying this are my sort of age, and I'm like, the midfielders we've seen over the years, you're putting that up there. Like for me, he's a good player. Is there scope for him to get better? Of course, but I do think he's a bit overhyped. But would I'll take him? Yeah, I wouldn't spend 100 million on him. No chance. No chance. But
I think personally,
I know you like him. Yeah.
Because we haven't got Mudryk now. This is just my own opinion, right? Because we haven't got Mudryk now we're going to try and get, in my eyes, 2 or 3 players to boost up the squad, bolster up the squad, like your Trossards and things like that. And I truly believe, like the rumours have been lately, that we will go and put a bid in for Declan Rice. Because let's be honest, Chelsea at the moment, I think I see something just before we come on, because obviously that player just come up who they've bought, this new player. I don't even know who he is.
Maduki, isn't it? Maduki, Noni Maduki, yeah.
I think they've got something like 14 or 15 winners come strikers in their squad now. 14 or 15. I mean, they've probably got that right across the board with midfielders, defenders, goalkeepers. It's just unbelievable. I don't know if they can get away with it, Chelsea still. I do not know. It's ridiculous how they get away with it. But they're not going to, I don't think they're going to go for Declan Rice now. The only reason why they go for Declan Rice, in my eyes, Max
they're going for him.
It's because we're going for him, yeah, one of the things. And 2, it's to stop us. It's to stop us having him. Because I truly believe.
Warren agrees with me, see, look.
What's that? Diesel, if we don't win the league from this point, he has to go. Right, let me give you a scenario here, right?
Hang on. Sorry. Before you say that, Ryan sort of asked the same question. Ryan Stockley, so he posed that to you. Does he, like he's asking you, if we don't win it, if we bottle it this season, what would you say? I mean, I know you're going to disagree with me on that, but
2 seconds. You had a super chat there.
Have I? Where?
Just underneath.
So I'm way beyond in the comments. Hang on. Oh, hang on. Is it feet? Blimey, it's another one from the past. Phoevious. It's such a sick name, isn't it? Phoevious Slick. I love that. Must be like Silky Slim from back in the day in those films. Phoevious Slick, thank you very much, mate. That's my dessert done, isn't it, Ato? Terry vindicated on Arteta. Speak your truth, King. Blimey, the same people who are calling you an absolute prick. Look, they're calling you a king now. Look.
Listen.
He hasn't won anything yet, guys. Wake up. I'm sorry. I'm not bashing Arteta. Yeah, but all this, he's proved us wrong. He's this, he's that, he's the man. He hasn't won it yet. When he wins it, and I've said this to Terry, when he wins it, I will happily come on here, do a stream, hands up. My God, this guy, I was so wrong. He's the man. I'll go as far as that. He hasn't won it yet. Because I'll tell you, the only reason I say that, the fans who are going OTT at the moment, just say we don't win it. Just say, right? It's not. It's not mathematical that we will. Just say we don't. How are they going to feel? Because if I was like that, and I'll say to you, like we're like in the past, yeah, and then something happens. Do you get what I mean? It's that.
Yeah.
So just chill.
Exactly. Listen. Take one game at a time. Take one game at a time. We're on a fucking roll at the minute. We all know that. You know what I mean? But that's what I'm trying to. This is what I'm trying to say. Is that I can't believe that there's still fans, and obviously there's still fans in the chat and things like that are so negative still. That are so negative about our club still. Everything at this precise moment is going in the right direction. Everything. Even if you don't like Arteta, even if you don't like Edu, even if you don't like the balls, even if you don't like some of our players, right? How can you possibly be negative still? I'm not saying that you can't have an opinion and say, well, do you know what? I still feel a bit, you know what I mean, that we won't do this and we won't do that. And that's why I'm sort of reserved a little bit. But, you know what I mean? Fucking bring your passion out. You're an Arsenal fan. We're top of the league, right? You got Tony, for God's sakes. God bless his soul. God, sorry, not soul. I mean, he's still alive. Do you know what I mean? But God bless him. Do you know what I mean? His team, West Ham are more or less bottom of the league after being sixth last
and he's
season.
still smiling, Tone.
and he's still backing David Moyes, the poor git. No.
Wait, do me a favour, right? Read this comment, yeah?
Yeah.
So
The problem is that,
yeah.
Terry, you aren't saying anyone who backed this manager after what he has put this club through in the last 3 years needs to be examined. Okay.
And read this one. It follows nicely.
We didn't give Emery the same backing and support as Arteta and still hasn't outperformed Emery. Right. Then we come back at you with this, Warren, right? Because that's brilliant. Brilliant, right? This is absolutely brilliant, right?
I love you, Warren.
Listen, right? When you look at the board, right? The board took over fully. What was it? 2008 was it? I think it was, or 2018. 6 years. They've fully had control of Arsenal, right? And just at the start of that, when they took over fully, guess what? I don't know if you remember, Warren, and everyone else in the chat. Who did they go and ask to be our manager? Mikel Arteta. They asked him before they asked Emery. Why is that? Because they could see the vision of this man. They could see where he would take
Joe, it's because he was cheap. Vision of what? He was a coach. They had nothing to go on.
Right, exactly. And well done to Arteta. Well done to Arteta, because he turned a stand. He said, I'm not ready yet. I'm not ready to do that. So what did they do? They thought, right, we can't get our main man yet. So let's go, because my opinion of Emery's changed. You know I didn't like him. You know I didn't want him. You know I thought he was crap. But my opinion, right, my sole opinion, right, my true opinion is that they gone and got Arteta as a stopgap because they didn't fully want him. They wanted Arteta.
Emery, right? Yeah.
And he come in and he won his first. We was undefeated in 20 games or whatever. I think 17 of them was fucking draws. It was boring football, like Conte, right? Like Conte is now. It was boring, right? The fans wasn't going to the stadiums. I kept telling you this, right? And then what they done was, this is why he wasn't backed, because they didn't believe in him. They didn't believe in Emery like I didn't and most other fans. But, you know, the ones that apparently have got high morals, where, you know, that got us to a final, got absolutely slaughtered, they wanted Emery still, wanted him still. But they've sacked him, right? They sacked him, got rid of him. He's old news, old chip paper. Why are we still talking about him? Don't care about him. Because I see the vision from the start. I see the vision from the start of where I wanted my club to be back to. And guess what? I fucking love it. I fucking love where we are now. I'm so passionate about our club right now because he's brought everything back. If you go to the club at the moment, obviously, you know, some people can't. They live abroad. They can't get tickets. Tickets are like rocking all shit now. Do you know how many people I got coming up to me saying, Chell, can you get me a ticket to go here? Can you get me a ticket? No one's giving up their season ticket now. Their ticket to go, you know what I mean? Under Emery. That's what they was doing. Every time I kept seeing you, Diesel, on the streams. Every game I was going to, it was different people you were seeing because no one wanted to go. They were selling their ticket. Nowadays, you can't even buy it unless you're going to pay silly fucking money to go and watch our club. Which is stupid because, you know what I mean? You shouldn't need to do that. I don't agree with that.
Look, I get it, right? I think Ryan Stockley made a great point earlier on. It's a case of, I think someone must have questioned why he's being so anti, you know, like negative or whatever. And it's a case, you know, and he's right. It's because Arsenal, over the years, we have a history of messing things up. We do. You know, and I think, like you said earlier on, you know, the Arteta ins, shall we say, when you say about, you know, we could see the vision, we could see what he was going to do. Well, that's rubbish, really. I mean, no one's a mind reader, no one's a psychic, right? I think what it is, you hope and pray that what you say comes to fruition, right? You know,
Well,
but there's a lot of, say, the Arteta outs or Arsenal fans who sort of say the same things. You know, we comment on what we see, Till, and I think it's a case of, you know, all this wait, patience. You know, Arsenal fans are made out to be the most impatient fans in world football. If anything, I personally believe it's the opposite. I think we've been way too patient. We've had a manager for over 20 years, the same voice, the same dress, you know, I mean, you know, and then obviously we get Emery. And listen, the first manager coming in after Wenger was always going to be on a hiding to nothing. I don't think Emery was as bad as what people make out. I think even you're coming around to that way now. You know, but maybe it was the wrong manager, wrong time, you know, the right manager at the wrong time. You just don't know. He was never given a chance. I felt sorry for the guy when players were taking the piss out of his accent and stuff and all that. I think that's out of order. You know, they're professional for a reason, right? But anyway, that's done now. You know, you look at Arteta, finishing 8th twice and 5th. And some of the Arsenal fans, our age and sort of above, it's like, well, hang on a minute. We're Arsenal. We should be finishing 8th, right? And I think that's what it is. It's this long process, Tel. Over the years, we've always been told process, wait, patience, time. Now, everyone's got a cut-off point. Every person in this world has got a cut-off point. Some people are more impatient than others. Some people will wait. But a lot of Arsenal fans are thinking, hang on a minute, you're charging us champagne prices. Now, and I make a point of this all the time. Look at the cost of living crisis at the moment. Everything you can imagine is going up. But somehow these fans still manage to find the money to go and fund the Arsenal habit, right? And I applaud them for that, because don't forget, I know you go and would have some of the boys. Some people have to take their kids. That's not cheap. You know, we're still the highest in Europe in terms of, you know, ticket prices. So Arsenal fans are probably thinking, well, hang on a minute, we're doing our bit, right? We're doing our bit. Rain, snow, shine, sun, wind, whatever, we're there, right? But over the years, it's been a case of, do you know what I'm saying? You know, we get charged champagne prices, but we're shopping at Lidl and Aldi. And that's how it's been. So when people are a little bit pessimistic, it's a case, and I think we said it earlier on, is sometimes when it's going too well. And that's like anything in life. You do think to yourself, do you know what? What's the catch? What's the catch? You know, you do. You can't help it. Arsenal have had test after test. Oh, yeah, we won last night, but it's all about that game next week. You know, that's a test. Can we get through that? Now, this season so far, Arsenal have passed with flying colours. Man United, we lost. I thought we were the better team in that game. But nonetheless, I thought we played well. So no one really got on Arsenal's back, because we could see the team played well. They gave it. You know, it was individual errors, I believe, in that game, right? And obviously we got a chance to put that right on Saturday. But I think for me and you, I think that's what it is. It's a case of it's going too well. It's going too well. And then you hear all clubs, no matter who they are, at some point throughout the season, every club has a blip. We've not really had one. So again, I think if you look at that, that's why in the transfer window, it's like Mudryk, yeah, all right, cool. You know, that 80 million that you was going to spend on him, staggered payments, no one pays up front. It's all over 5, 6, 7 years. So that 80 million, I'm crying at this club to think, forget Mudryk, go and get 3 quality players with that money. Beef up the squad. Because if you do that, my God, we nothing improve our chances of taking this title, Tel. Now, it looks like we're doing that. We've got Trossard over the line. I mean, that's done. If we're being honest, that's done, right? So, you know, when you look at the bench and you see Trossard on, you think, yeah, do you know what? Yeah, I like that. They got to get 2 more for me. Just to, yeah, we've got the money. We've got the money. But again, I'll say to you, there are gems in this league that proves it. 27 million. Do you know how cheap that is in football terms today?
Diesel. All I will say is, I think you got a super chat there, but we need to. I need to be going.
Why are these people chucking money at me? I must be getting skinny. Hang on.
Obviously, I want to watch the game in a minute, and I need to have a bit of dinner before I go to work. So.
Oh yeah, it's on tonight. Yeah. Here we go. Brandon, nice guy. This guy. Brandon, hope you well, mate. True Gunners TV. Listen, anyone who's not subscribed to Brandon, this is a guy, young guy, talks sense. Right? He does talk sense. I've seen him a few times. He knows his football. He's not an idiot. He actually speaks facts. He's very similar to me. Stop it. But no, Brandon, the Gunners, True Gunners TV. Thank you very much, mate. Evening to Diesel and Terence and Terry. Any chance Brandon, mate, no word of a lie. We're literally coming off now because Terence has got to go to work. You got work tonight, haven't you?
Yeah, work, mate.
But mate, trust me, Brandon, when I tell you this, Terence, his work times have changed. He will be coming on a lot more in the next few months or couple of months even. Yeah, so yeah, Terry, it's not a case of you're here and then I have to wait another year for you to come on. This is going to be hopefully a regular thing, yeah? Brilliant. Unless Arsenal lose, then I won't be able to find him, right? But anyway, True Gunners TV, mate, much appreciated. Thank you very much. I think that's the onion rings now. Christ, I'm going to munch hard tonight.
You got another one from Jez. I don't know. Lovely super chat.
Oh, Jez. Stop it, Jez. My God, he's just sacrificed a bottle of decent wine for that. Look, blimey. Thank you very much, mate. Really nice. Obviously, last time you come on Tell, we all did a stream. Jez was on that as well. Yeah. And do you know what? I will say this while Jez is here. When that stream ended, I think you had to shoot off. And Jez said to me, he went, Diesel, do you know what? We don't agree on a lot of things. What a nice bloke. Honestly, and he said that. He said to me, "I'd love to get Terence on my channel." He did say that, yeah. So just because we disagree doesn't mean do you know what I mean. So yeah.
And I've always said, as Jess knows, as you know, Diesel. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, everything that's I take everything as banter. Do you know what I mean? Nothing to me. It's just words. Do you know what I mean? I don't take anything fucking personal or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Just because I don't agree with Diesel, I don't agree with Warren, I didn't agree with Claude, I don't agree with Jez. You know what I mean? It doesn't mean that we're going to have the 85.
We've got to have a punch up, right?
It's not right
but yeah, no, Jez, sorry. I don't know why I call him Jez. Jesus. Sorry, my apologies. Jez's point. If you remember, Arsenal were 12 points clear of Man United and lost the league in 2002-2003 season. Remember the showboating away at Bolton, 2-0 up and then lost 3-2. There's a long way to go yet. And do you know what? He's right. You know, and I think that's why, honestly, if the amount of times when I say, look, just calm down, relax, people take that as, Diesel, typical Diesel, being negative Diesel. It's like, no, it's listen, we've look at Newcastle, look at the lead they had. Then Alex Ferguson, he got inside Keegan's head. Do you remember? And then Newcastle lost, and that was a big lead about that. I think that was maybe similar to 12. I might be wrong. 12, 13 points. It just goes to we've seen it. We've seen it happen.
We've done it ourselves, Diesel. We've done it ourselves. Was it when I can't think? Was it the 1998 or one? I think it was 98 when we done it. When we had to go to Old Trafford to beat them because we was about 9 or 10 points behind. And if we didn't win, then we basically handed Man United the title. And then Overmars was the only goal. And then we went on to and picked them and beat them. We done it ourselves too. Do you know what I mean? So it can go either way.
Yeah, it happens. And it's, you know, we're not saying it's going to happen. What we're saying is, I would feel awfully stupid if I started celebrating now and then that happened. I'd be like, I can't show my face on YouTube again, right? Because it's embarrassing. You was right, Tel. You know, we just take one game at a time. There's no rush. Enjoy the moment, right? And I think it's you know, I think that's what you're trying to say. But yeah, Jez, oh Christ, I'm going on Just Eat as soon as I get off of this. I'm getting a munch.
You might get me an happy meal now.
Yeah, you might get something tonight, Tel, eh? But no, thank you very much, mate. Thank you very much, Jez, and to all the other guys.
You definitely won't be getting anything on the Miller and Carter boat because that's sunk, isn't it?
I know. Yeah, did you see that? Oh, yeah. What, Lakeside? Yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
I see that. Nice one, Steve RFC. I subscribe to Brandon, both channel Diesel. I watch him on Football Terrace. Yeah, he's Brandon's a good guy. See, Brandon, look, you've now got an additional sub. See, I don't do nothing for you. I think I've earned that couple of quid. And Nino, yeah, the band is getting back together. Come on, yep. Terence will be back a lot. Tell, before you go, sorry, very quickly, right? So I know we've been going for an hour and a half. What are your thoughts? I just want to quickly touch on the game coming up right now. As we saw, Casemiro played last night, got a booking. The one thing he couldn't afford to do and he actually did it. I personally believe Erik ten Hag ballsed up there. He should have taken him off on 60 minutes, didn't. Casemiro's now got a booking which eliminates him. He's out of the game against us on Saturday. And let's be honest, Casemiro's probably been their best player, or one of at least, right? With him out of that team, I'm assuming it's going to be McTominay and Fred. Now, that midfield to me is dead. So I think we're going to beat him anyway. I think with him not being in the side, I think it's even more so. Now, Erik ten Hag can come out and say, yeah, well, don't forget we beat Arsenal without Casemiro. Yeah, I get that, Erik ten Hag. I get that, Eric. But, yeah, we're a much better team than what we were when you played us last, right? We've grown. So, for me, as we're at home, I'm expecting Arsenal I'm going for a 2-1 Arsenal win. If it was at Old Trafford, I'd be a little bit more, ooh. But as we're at home, and I think we're going to get revenge, well, it should be the mindset anyway from Arteta. Don't forget what these guys did to us. We've only lost one game all season. It was to these mugs, right? So make sure we show them what's what. Make sure we show them we're a different team to what we were that game. Go out there and do the business. And I think we're going to start like a steam train, as we have all season. On the front foot. I think Casemiro is going to be a massive miss for him, if I'm honest with you. And I personally think 2-1 Arsenal. What do you think?
Just really before I do that, you got another super chat there again.
Oh my God, I'm eating well. My God, sirloin steak galore. Where is it? Is that Phoebe Slick again?
Yeah.
My God, come on. How sick is that name? That's good. That's a slick name.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Previous Slick, thank you very much, mate. Much appreciated once again, donating to the SSF Fund. 8 points clear with the younger squad, Arteta, Conte. Oh, that's Previous Slick saying like he'd rather have Conte because he's a better manager. Yeah, listen, I'm with you, mate. That's what he's saying. That's what he's saying. Look.
No, he's not.
No, that's Previous Slick saying if you've given Conte 400 million, the same as what Arteta's had, Conte would do more with that money. That's Previous. I get that's Morse code, but I studied that when I was at school. I get it. I just had to explain that to Terence. Now, well done, mate. No, I totally agree with you there. Thank you very much, mate, for the super chat. Much appreciated. Thank you. Sorry, Terence.
Just getting on to the Old Trafford quickly. You said, mate, obviously, the only game that we've lost this season. But we was the much better team on the day, let's be honest. Unfortunately, we got a sucker punch, but that can happen in a game. Do you know what I mean? The one thing that we've always said, Diesel, both of us, this is what we agree on. We do agree sometimes, let's be real, and it's not very often. How you doing, Flo? Hope you're well, mate. Give you a call later. So if you're going to lose dying and trying. Do you know what I mean, Diesel? And that's what we did. I mean, we were the much better team. We just got sucker punched, and unfortunately, things happen. But yes, they lost Casemiro last night. Watching before last night's game, I was a little bit nervous. I'm not going to lie, because obviously Man United, I think they won 7 on a trot, did they? Or they was unbeaten on 7 or
8 or 9. No, I think it was 8 games. Yeah.
I was in a bit of a purple patch like we are. We are, of course we are. But so I was a little bit nervous. And then when I watched it last night, Diesel, to be fair, first half they was good. They was all right. But to be fair, I thought Crystal Palace, they didn't start that well, I don't think. Second half,
first half they were poor.
They sort of thought, we're 1-0 up. We'll just try and get that second goal. We've got this in the bag, basically. They just sat back. They was atrocious in that second half. All right, Crystal Palace come on strong. And the goal that they got, to be fair, Man United, I don't think that they will be able to do that against us, that first goal. Because Christian Eriksen, he was the one who set it up. But he's so slow. How on earth he got that bit of space and went through into the box to pass it to Fernandes to score the goal? That won't happen with Arsenal, because when we're defending, we've got our blocks. Do you know what I mean? We're like a brick wall. And if Ben White ain't there, then Saka's there. If Saka ain't there, then Partey's there. Same on the other side. If Zinchenko ain't there, Gabriel's there. If Gabriel's not there, Xhaka's there. You know what I mean? I can't see that happening. They are a very, very slow team. All they've got really is Rashford. That's got a bit of speed about him, I think. You know what I mean?
You say that, and even then, I'm not a lover of Rashford.
No,
I'm really not. I'm not.
He's got a bit of pace.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. He's a speed merchant.
Yeah, that's all
for me, that's all he is. I've got to.
He's got the pace, but this time around, obviously we didn't have Party last time, and like you said earlier on in the stream, Diesel, he's like the glue in our team. And I'll tell you what, after watching yesterday, I think personally it's at home. The crowd, the crowd have been absolute. Quick mention about the crowd and all. Home and away, right, have been absolutely phenomenal this season. And big up to the Ashburton Army. I know they're like mostly young kids, and but they're trying to create an atmosphere at the stadium where it's like a brawl.
Yeah.
Where it's like a brawl. Do you know what I mean? Where you've got the flares going, they're walking down with all the banners through the tunnel. It's absolutely brilliant and phenomenal. Well, good luck to them. They're not hurting anybody. Do you know what I mean? But why people have a go at them and say, oh, it's embarrassing, I don't know. They're just trying to create an atmosphere, and they've been absolutely phenomenal with all this season. But best thing, one of the best things about the crowd this season too, Diesel, is that if we do go 1-0 down or we do let it go in, we don't care. We don't care. The crowd don't get on the players' backs or the managers' backs. It's like clapping and cheering and saying, come on, Arsenal. It's still like when you was a kid and like your manager say, even if you scored or they scored, it's still 0-0. Carry on. Come on, let's get another goal.
Yeah. Do you know what? Even me, right, watching I'll give you an example, right? When we played West Ham, I think that was the first game back after the World Cup, right? We was at home to him, weren't we? Yeah. Tony would know this, yeah. And obviously, I think we beat, was it 2-1 from memory? 2-1, I think.
3-1.
Was it 3-1? They went 1-0 up, didn't they? And even then, yeah, that's it. I think it was Jared Bowen went down, didn't he?
Yeah.
But
no, Ben Rama, I think. Ben Rama.
Was it Ben Rama? Oh, no, Ben Rama took it. I think Jared Bowen went down. But even then, I'm watching it thinking, yeah, we're 1-0 down. But you just knew. You just know, like, again, season's gone by. We go 1-0 down, heads drop. We look to the captain, who at the time, Aubameyang, me and you, was like, Pierre, anytime you want to say something and try and give these guys a G up, now will be a good time, right? Do you know what I mean? But now you're looking at it and you're thinking, yeah, we're 1-0 down, but still a long way to go. They're still playing. Like, no one's panicking. We just play our game. And luckily, there's not been too many times where we've been 1-0 down. I mean, I said to you, my opinion, I still believe our hardest game of the season was away at Leeds. That's the one game I watched, and I thought, "Oh, we got away with that one. Christ, we shouldn't have really won that." I thought Leeds gave us a really good game, but other than that, I've got to be honest, it's going brilliant. My only thing would be, do you know what I mean? Look, we've got obviously Trossard is one. I've always said minimum 3 just to beef up because it's very thin. Let's be honest, we let go of 6 and, we didn't really bring anyone in. So, like, for me, plus the Europa League's coming back again, so at some point, some of these players need a bit of a rest, a bit of a breather. I think that's the only thing that might kill us. Man City can go on a run. Man City have been there before. They know what it takes at this end of the season. This is new for us. And let's be honest, they can put out 2 great teams, right? Do you know what I'm saying? So it's
the difference is there and all. Obviously, we've got to take one game at a time, and I'm not trying to big us up because of what's going on or whatever. But everyone keeps going on about Man City can go on a 15-game run unbeaten, whatever. What are we on now? I think we're on 11, 12-game unbeaten run because obviously we lost to Man U early on in the season. So we're doing exactly that now. We look solid all over the pitch, Diesel. And just quickly before, because I really need to go, but quickly, I just want to mention about the Tottenham game the other night. Do you know what? I was so impressed with our club on that night for many, many different reasons. I mean, obviously, we haven't won at their ground for a long, long time. I think it was 8-9 years. Going there, obviously beating them in their old backyard, not just beating them, absolutely embarrassing them in the first half. Absolutely embarrassed them. And we come out, let's be real, we didn't even need to get out of second gear. Yes, they had a few chances and Ramsdale saved a few shots and that, but we absolutely annihilated them. Right?
Men against boys. Yeah.
A couple of big ups I want to do. Ramsdale, right? We all know every now and then he can make a silly little mistake or a silly kick out, which he don't need to do, or a little bit of a lapse concentration, right? I thought he was absolutely immense the other night. He was so, I don't know what the word is, but like grown up. He was so mature in the way that he played and the way that he acted. And he knew that we're in a war, if you know what I mean, that game before it started. And he acted fantastically. Right?
He looked like he knew what it meant.
Yeah,
that's how it looked to me. He knew the importance of an NLD. That's how it looked to me. Yeah.
Obviously, all the players, Zinchenko, Odegaard, Partey, Ben White, Saka, everyone was fantastic. But I need to give up a big up to Arteta, the manager. At the end, I think you wouldn't.
No, I agree. I did it on the stream last week on Monday. I said the same thing that you're going to say. Go on.
And that is obviously, he knew that the battle was won. He knew the battle was won. He knew that there's more bigger fish to fry, right? More bigger fish to fry because it ain't over, because we've got to take it game by game, right? He knew to get them players away, fuck what's going on in the crowd, fuck what's going on with Richarlison. Let's not do anything to get yellow card or red card. Let's get away from that corner and go and celebrate with our fans that have been phenomenal. And that was absolutely fantastic, Diesel. Absolutely. I mean, let's be real. A lot of people could have lost their heads when that fan done that to Ramsdale, including Ramsdale himself. You know what I mean? No one would have turned a blind eye if he turned around and chinned him, let's be honest, for doing what he did. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Eric Cantona done a karate kick on the fan before, and he didn't physically touch him. He was just verbally abusing him. You know what I mean? It's happened a few times before. But big up to Ramsdale, big up to Arsenal, big up to Arteta. And I tell you what, let's bring on Man United Sunday. I'm going to go 3-1, Diesel. 3-1 Arsenal.
Yeah, do you know what? It's funny. I was thinking that, and I thought, no, I'll play it safe. I'll go with a 2-1. But no, look, you're right. I thought, and I said this to you earlier on, the way he ran onto the pitch, grabbed Jack and basically said, look, forget them mugs. They've lost. Let them lose their heads. Come down this end where the fans are and let's celebrate together as a team. And for me, we've been crying out for stuff like that. Ramsdale, he's shut me up. I'll be the first to admit that. We bought him. I thought, oh my God, he's relegated 2 clubs. What are we buying him for? Now I'm sitting here saying, do you know what? Sod Pickford. This guy should be England's #1. I think he's better than Pickford. Levels. I really do. He's got the temperament as well. I love how he calls out if they make a mistake, Saliba or Gabriel, he's on them. Remember I said to you, Leno, yeah, decent, but he's too quiet, too nice. You know, Cat's got his tongue. Ramsdale, he's more of a shit house. Do you know what I mean? I love that. He's like what's his name? Who did we have? The German Lehmann. He's better than Lehmann. But what I love, Lehmann did not shut up. Lehmann was on it, really vocal, and that's what this guy is. But yeah, so your prediction 3-1.
3-1 Arsenal.
3-1 Arsenal. I'm going 2-1 Arsenal. And look, we're going to go now. Oh, by the way, guys, as well, Love Island's back. My God, some of the girls tell they're absolute salts, right? So yeah, I'm definitely going to watch that tonight. So yeah, I'm going to pick that over the football, unfortunately, mate. So yeah, sorry, girls got to come first, right? But listen, joking aside, look, we've had a laugh tonight. But listen, thank you for coming on, mate. You know, I miss streaming with you. I really do.
I miss it.
And just always welcome. You don't even need to ask. Don't even need to ask, mate. Just send me a message, send me the link, and it's as simple as that, right? But yeah, and obviously, we'll chat very, very soon, mate. We always do anyway. But yeah, thank you. And listen, thank you to the guys who stayed with us for the hour and 43 minutes. The likes are massively important. I say this every single week, guys, and there's still the ratio of likes to the viewers watching. It's still not matching. So please, please, please smash the likes, yeah? I've done you all a favour. I've got Terence here tonight. You've all been asking me for him, and I did it. Just do one thing for me and just do the likes. That's all I ask. Will Smith the likes, right? Other than that, love ya. Flo, Terence is going to call you tonight and chew your ear off about Mikel and how nice he is. But yeah. All right, Tel. Yeah, guys, later on. Love ya. Bye.
Thank you very much.